class. Today we are going to read Dear Primo, a letter to my cousin, and this is by Duncan Tonatia. Now pay attention because there's going to be some new Spanish words that we learn. Score, I just got a letter from my primo, my cousin, Carlitos. I live in America, but he lives in Mexico, where my family is from. Maybe someday we'll meet. Class, from the book, what do you think the word primo means? Cousin, correct. Dear Primo Charlie, how are you? Do you wonder like me what life is like far away? I live on a farm surrounded by mountains and trees. My family grows many things, such as maize. Now from the book, can you tell what the word maize means from that picture? Corn, correct. We have a burro, palos, and a gallo. Every morning the gallo crows and crows. From those pictures, can you tell what those words mean? Correct. Dear Primo Carlitos, I live in a city. From my window I can see a bridge and cars zooming by. I can see skyscrapers too. Skyscrapers are buildings so tall they tickle the clouds. At night, all the lights from the city look like the stars from the sky. Every morning I ride my bicicleta to school. Now what do you think that word means? Bicycle, right. I ride it past the Perros and in Nepal. I ride the subway to school. The subway is like a long metal snake and it travels through tunnels underground. At recess time I play football. My friend passes me the ball, I kick it with my foot, and if I score, I yell goal. Now what game does this look like to you? Soccer? Well, that's because in Spanish they call soccer football. I play basketball. My friend dribbles the ball and passes it to me. I jump and shoot. The ball goes swish. Nothing but net. When I come home from school, I help my mom make quesadillas. I make them with cheese and tortillas. Have you ever had a quesadilla? In America, we have lots of different foods. My favorite is pizza. I like getting a slice on my way home from school. After I finish my homework, my mom wants me to go outside and play. In Mexico, we have many games like trompos and canicas. My favorite game is papalotes. My friends and I run, and with a little wind, we fly the papalote high up. Yes, that means kite. When I finish my homework, I play games with my friends from the building. We play by the stoop, and in each other's apartments too. I like going over to my friend's home to play video games. In the afternoon, it often gets hot. To cool off, I jump in a small rio that is nearby. In the summer, the city gets hot too. I like getting splashed with a fire hydrant when the firefighters open it up and close off the block. On the weekend, I go with my parents to the Mercado, an open-air market in the town nearby. We sell maize and tunas, a prickly fruit that we grow. We also buy the food and other things that we need. What do you think Mercado means? On the weekend, I go with my mom to the supermarket. She brings a list: milk, toothpaste, soap, and I check off the items as we put them in our cart. In the town, from time to time, they have fiestas that last 2 or 3 days. At night, there are cohetes that light up the sky and mariachis that play and play. What do you think cohetes are based off that picture? Fireworks, right, like we have on 4th of July. In my city, sometimes we have parades. People in costumes and uniforms march down the street and everyone gathers around to watch. There are charros in Mexico that I wish you could see. They do tricks with their cabellas and riatas. On the streets here, you can see breakdancers who do flips and spins on their heads. In Mexico, we have so many traditions, such as the Dia de los Muertos, the Day of the Dead. Have you heard of that day? My favorite tradition is attending the December parties called posadas. At the end of each posada, there is a piñata filled with fruit and sweets. When someone breaks it, we all get to jump in. You had a piñata at your birthday party? What was it filled with? Candy? In America, we have traditions too, such as Thanksgiving, when we eat turkey, and that's coming up. And Halloween, which we just had, when we dress up and go trick-or-treating. But I have to stop writing now. My mom just told me I have to go brush my teeth and go to bed. I have an idea. My primo should come visit me. My primo should come visit me. The end. Now that we have read the book class, we're going to write our own letters. So let's start out by writing a letter to Miss Morgan next door. So at this point, I'm going to go up to the whiteboard and we're going to go over the components of writing a letter, and I'm going to write this on the board. They're all going to be engaged because they all love Miss Morgan next door and they all know her. We're going to go over the components such as the heading, which includes the address and date. We're going to go over the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature line. And then we're going to write another letter together. This is going to be like an I do, we do, you do approach. And then writing the letter together to the next door neighbor class is going to be the we do approach. So I'm going to go up to the board and I'm going to ask the class, what goes here, and they're going to tell me what to put in the body. And they're going to tell me what goes where, such as the greeting, the address and the date, and the body, the closing, and the signature line. After we do that, I'm going to tell the class, good job class. So now we're going to do some individual work. On the board, you will see your name, and next to your name, you'll see your new pen pal. The pen pal is who you're going to be writing your very own letter to. So make sure you address the letter to your pen pal's name. So Carly, if you get Ben, you're going to write, Dear Ben, or Hey Ben. So tell them about your day and what you have learned at school today. At this point, the class is going to disperse into writing their own letters, and they're going to be doing individual work. At this point, I'm going to pull over my ELL students to the small group table. They're going to work with me, and if they need to write their letter and they need help with that, then I'm there for that, and if they have any questions. And I'm going to allow them to do their letter orally if they are not comfortable yet writing in English. So then I'm going to go, after a while, I'm going to say, okay class, hold up how many more minutes that we need. They could hold up 5 for 5 more minutes, or 0 for 0 more minutes, or however many. Everyone's finished? Okay. Give your letter to your pen pal. After you read your letter, pass them to the front. So I'm going to take up the letters, and this is how I'm going to assess the students and see what they need help on and which students need what. And then I'm going to tell the class, good job today, class. I encourage you all to write a letter to a family member or friend when you get home tonight.